Well, we've been getting a lot of requests recently. You know what I mean? Recently, on Let's Go Help, that people need money paying their utility bills. So it's not the rent. They keep up on the rent. I guess they feel that's a bigger pressure. And they need money to pay utility bills. And the big Biden program out there now is really, rent and utilities. So there's a lot of places, I'm not really sure how they do it all over, but that you can't get only the utility. So they're stuck. They can't find utility. So what I put together here is the scientific method, for anybody. So if you're not a member, you follow this scientific method to find all the programs that are available where you live to help you pay utilities. Because people go on Google and it's like Wheel of Fortune, they spin the dial and they hope to get something, and they got a billion websites and it's still nothing that they could really apply to. So that's why people spend weeks, months, or whatever wasting their time doing that. And so what I've set up is all the websites now. Just copy them. They're in the discussion down here that you follow. Don't go on Google and try to search grants for utilities. You're just going to get a lot of junk you don't really know, and people selling you stuff. So these are the sources. Now, what this takes more than anything else is the phone. You have to use the phone. It may not work every time or whatever, and it's going to be a pain in the butt, but it's the way to get it, because every lead I tell you about that you contact is also the greatest source that you have for finding the next lead if that one doesn't help you, because these are all people that spend their time solving this problem that you have. So they know other stuff that you're never going to know. I'm never going to know, because I do a lot of other things in life, but they only do this. So they're going to know more than anything. Okay. So remember, you got to call. It's a pain in the butt. And remember, when you call, be nice. Okay. That's the important thing, because they can help you for free for 2 weeks if they want. They get the same paycheck. You don't affect their paycheck. So all you have to do to affect them is how nice you are. If you're a miserable person and complaining and whatever, they can hang up and wait for the next person to call. You're going to affect their paycheck. So that's why you have the most powerful tool in the world inside you to get as much help as possible. Okay, here's where to start. USA.gov and then /help-with-bills. Now, this is pretty good, because it has all the national programs for utilities. There's a couple of them, and they're all there. Then they have the rental assistance program. So follow up on all these, and that's what. And call them. Call the local office. They'll show you how to get the office. So they tell and read, and it also goes on to other kind of bills, so medical bills and stuff like that. So it's an interesting thing, but also a good place to start for utility bills. Now here's the woman I was helping with this couldn't pay her propane bill. So I said, hey, okay, all these sources you contact, but also contact the State Propane Association. They're going to be in a position to know more about how people could pay for their product and not spend their own money than anybody. I mean, that may or may not be true, but that is worth a call. That's the only thing. There's no guarantee any of this stuff will work. The only thing I'm doing is guarantee that this is a lot more probability to you to get the help you need than just by going on the Wheel of Fortune, spinning the Wheel of Fortune on Google. And maybe you win, and most likely you won't. You're going to lose more, because people are going to suck you into buying something. So that's why this is it. Now, the other thing you probably heard me talk about a lot is 211. And so for Colorado, you know what I mean. They have a 211 for Colorado, and you put in your zip code or whatever. And for Denver, there's 18 offices, that give out money and help for people who have returned. 18, okay, like the Colorado Public Utilities or the Public Utilities Commission. That's an agency. They know this stuff. They do it all the time. You're not the first person to have this. XCEL Energy, I guess that's somebody who sells you energy. They have a utility. Seniors Resource Center, they have money for. See, I mean, who would have known? Yeah, that's right. You call call. That's it. You sure you're going to wait on hold? It's going to be a pain in the butt. But even so it takes you 8 hours to go through all these sources. I mean, to me, that's sort of like the outrage. Okay, so you don't have 8 hours a day. What? But you spend a half hour a day, and in a week or two, you got the universe. That's why I see that this is the only scientific method. You check off the list and check it twice, see who's naughty, see who's nice, kind of thing. And that's the way to get through this. Okay, here's the Biden program. Treasury's Emergency Entry Assistance Program. There's a NLIHC.org, NLIHC, and you go to rental resources, and they have a state by state, actually county by county listing of who to talk to. Okay, now they may call them up anyway, because they may not give you only utility money. You have to do both. But get somebody on the phone, you say, okay, where else? Where else? Who else would do this? See, that's what you got to know. And these are the people to call. Don't go to Google again and spin the wheel of fortune. No. That's not scientific enough. And also your elected official, man, and remember, just don't call the person, you go to commoncause.org, put in your address, and you just don't call Joe Biden or your senator or what. Call them all. What could be worse? I mean, see, when you call them, you're not getting the senator. Oh, hey, Senator, Charlie's on the phone from Oshkosh. No, you're going to get some staffer whose job it is to help you. Why do they want to help you? Because if they do you a favor and help you with something, you'll vote for them forever, right? So just think if they got you $5,000 for utility bill, man, you're going to vote for that guy no matter what he does, right? And this is how they stay in business. So they have staff that just do this, and every staff, they're just humans. So some are good, some are not so good. So that's why you go down the list. You call them all. You have a governor's office. You have 3 federal offices. You call them all. You have state offices, particularly elected officials. Some are not elected. You could try them anyway. But then you have elected, whether it's a Senate or it's a representative at your state office. And that's who you call. And that's what's important. Now, here, I have a listing, too, of how to get free researchers where you live. See, every state, every city, whatever, has special researchers that work for free. I charge. See, I'm going to charge you $20. You come to me. So you want to try the free one first. So I have this listing that if you go www.free.lesco.com/free training, okay, and you download this report on free mentoring, consulting, and research, and then you get a listing for every state. See, so I have every state in there. So whatever you're, so Colorado, California, Connecticut, you download that list, and they're people to call. There's agencies that's all they do is help people in financial trouble. There's agencies that all they do is, actually, that agency does all the research. That's your reference librarian, man. People forget about that. They know stuff in the city and organizations because people are asking them that. So you ask them that. Don't ask somebody who's going to charge you money to do that. You already paid for these people. So it's all listed there. And that's a place to do. So when you're looking for, money to pay utilities bills, and you don't owe rent, but you just owe utilities, then these are the sources. And again, try to make it scientific, and just don't go spinning the Google wheel of fortune to see if you get lucky today. Now, people spend too much time doing that and getting nowhere. These are the offices who are the best possible sources to know about this, right? So if you're going and you have an appendix problem, you go to doctors that specialize in appendix, right? They know about all this stuff. They've been there before, okay? So that's why you have a utility payment problem. These are the people who specialize in helping people pay utilities. They're the people you want to talk to. Your neighbor, Google, because they want to sell you something. These people don't. They're in business just to solve your problem. May or may not be able to, but they're the people you want to check. So make sure you check the free ones first.
Well, I got 2 websites that help people find money and help they want to get out of financial trouble or to do the things they always want to do in life. Buy a house, start a business, get an education, get out of debt, things like that. And I concentrate for 40 years now, or more probably, on finding free sources of money. These are government grants or nonprofit organizations. So I have two services that help people do this. One is called letsgohelp.com. And this is a closed Facebook group, where we help each other. And I do the research. When you ask a question, you can ask me a personal question, and you start a discussion that tell me what you need money for. And I do my research to find you the best possible sources of government programs or nonprofit organizations that will help you solve that financial problem. So that's $20 or $19.95 a month. But if you don't want to join anything, and there's a lot of people like that, I understand. I have another service for only $5.95, and this is where you could download a report of all the sources of money and help in your state for your problem. So if you have a financial problem, paying bills or debt and things like that, for $5.95, you download a report of the name, address, phone number, and video instructions of how to contact these people and how to apply for their money to solve your financial problem with debt or credit card, things like that. Then there's another report for every state on starting a business, a nonprofit, or invention, or working on your crazy idea. And then also how to get a higher paying job. This is job training money, education money, college money, things like that. And remember, they're just places in your state. That's where the action is. Okay, then there's for health care, dental care, prescription drugs, and even pet care. And then there's free consultants in every state, mentoring, consulting, research, legal advice, things like that. And then real estate, you want to buy a house, rent a house, you got to pay your bills for mortgage and rent, things like that. And then about a dozen or 24 places in your state that give you free legal help. So all those reports are available on letsgoreports.com. So that's two places. Maybe I can help you there. If not, just watch the videos on YouTube, and that gives you links to go get it yourself. The biggest problem is you have to know it's there. That's what I do, and I've been doing it for 50 years, and I hope I have about 15 more.